What's up, gamers? It's me, Jameson. Now, I know I'm a super famous Twitch streamer now, but I also I have to return to my roots, which is, of course, these bad boys, Popped Tarts by... Wait, I guess just Pop Tarts. Oh, there it is, Kellogg's. I thought it was Kellogg's. I'd be on the bottom, it says Kellogg's. Okay, Popped Tarts, Kellogg's. I have two of them. They're not related this time, but I have two boxes, and I figured I'd get them both out. That way, they're not sitting around unopened in my cupboard for months and months and months anymore. Okay, so today we have two new Pop-Tarts. One is the Frosted Chocolatey Churro, which looks really promising at a base level. I've heard good things about it. I don't usually think of churros as needing to be chocolatey, but cinnamon and chocolate isn't a bad combination. It's just standard, no special box art here. It says you can't stand the heat, get out of the toaster. Nothing particularly interesting. Top's the same. Everything's bog standard. That's, you know, the boxes aren't interesting anymore, which is fine. And we have the new pretzel Pop-Tart, salted caramel. Salted caramel doesn't seem like the usual taste for pretzels to me. I don't think I've ever had a pretzel with caramel on it, but I know salted caramel is something that a lot of people like, and I'm really interested to see how this one is because if you recall, the other pretzel Pop-Tarts, for me at least, were too similar to their standard Pop-Tart variants for my taste. The chocolate pretzel just tasted like hot fudge Pop-Tarts, and the cinnamon pretzel just tasted like brown sugar cinnamon Pop-Tarts. But as far as I know, there aren't any caramel Pop-Tarts. At least certainly not in regular circulation. So it should be really interesting to see how this tastes. Your toaster just got hotter. Sweet and salty pretzel. Mind equals mind blown. I think this is probably the same as it had on the other pretzel poppers, or similar. Again, it's just saying you should toast it. It's funny, I know sometimes they got like a little icon that says Pop-Tarts toasted, and both of them have this, and it's like Pop-Tarts, but it's got a flaming O. I think I want to say I've seen that in like a frozen variant as well for certain Pop-Tarts, but whatever. They're a weird way of promoting their things. Let's open them up. Standard silver foil. Oh, and if it wasn't, I don't know if I pointed this out, the silver foil has hilarious quips and banter on it. All of them have this. It's whatever. Okay, so we have our Frosted Chocolatey Churro Pop-Tart. The very faint frosting. It is there, just a very faint color, and these little granules of, I assume, cinnamon. Or maybe chocolate, it's hard to say. Probably just sugar. There's one. Yeah, it tastes like cinnamon sugar. And then we have our pretzel. I'm not gonna open that one. That one's all cracked. Hopefully it's not. We have one that's. This one looks pretty. This one feels pretty good. Try to get one that's in good quality, so that for the purposes of the video, it's important that I give these as fair a shake as possible. I can get these have like with the pretzel thing, it can be a little tricky to get them out. They're just a little different. We have our pretzel, cinnamon, or caramel, just like a regular pretzel Pop-Tart. They all have this swirl-like frosting. Looks fine. Looks more or less what it looks like on the box. The chocolate churro is a much lighter frosting color than on the box, though, which is kind of funny. Compare and contrast. But yeah, I mean, looks are like the least important thing about a Pop-Tart. So let's get these bad boys toasted. I'm gonna put the leftovers in a bag. Eat later without them going bad. for him to toast. How's it going? Good, I hope. As good as it can be. You know. All right, our Pop-Tarts are toasted. Those of you finicky about how much I toast my Pop-Tarts, I should get a napkin actually. It's a little too much. Too much mess. I don't want to just, you know. Those of you finicky about how much I toast my Pop-Tarts will be happy to know that this time I think over-toasted them a little bit. As you can see, the pretzel one has some little burn spots. The other one looks fine though, but maybe it's kind of interesting to note, like maybe the pretzel ones need a little bit more of a delicate touch to toast them. Although I guess maybe that's not really burn spots, just kind of, I don't know. We'll see. I did burn. Hello? Coco? Making noises. Anyway, let's try them out. It's hard to tell. I can't. Okay, let's start with the frosted chocolatey churro Pop-Tart. Which definitely has a. It's hard to tell. I'll admit. Okay, I've ran into a problem with my methodology. Since I toasted them both at the same time, it's actually hard to get a good smell on them, which is a part that I enjoy. Coco, I need you to. Coco, Daddy's doing a YouTube video. I hope that. Apologies for my chihuahua. I'm not gonna retake this. I don't care enough. It's fine. It's fine. It's part of the appeal, right? Should I retake it? Nah, it's good. Chocolate Pop-Tart, frosted chocolatey churro Pop-Tarts. I can't really get a good smell of it. Just smelling it, just giving a whiff. Try not to burn my hand because it is hot. It does have a cinnamony smell. It does have a churro-y smell that I appreciate. A churro-y chocolatey smell. Let's pop her open. Got some rich brown filling. Give her a taste. That's a pretty good Pop-Tart. It tastes about how you'd expect. It's like if they took a brown sugar cinnamon Pop-Tart and added some chocolate flavor to it. The brown sugar cinnamon is stronger, but does have notes of chocolate. And I think the notes of those cinnamon, these cinnamon sugar granules actually do add something to it too. It does make it evoke a churro more than just like a normal cinnamon Pop-Tart would. Yeah, it's got kind of how does one describe chocolate? It has like kind of a not quite bitter, but like it's not like sweet chocolate taste. It's almost got like an undertone, not quite dark chocolate per se, but it has sort of it has an undertone that brown sugar cinnamon Pop-Tarts don't have. And honestly, just a good, like I don't know if I would go out of my way to get this instead of brown sugar cinnamon, but it's a good like substitute for it. It's good. It's a good Pop-Tart. Now, for our salted caramel pretzel. We're open. It doesn't cool too much. It's cooled just enough that I can hold it without burning myself. And caramel filling. Almost an applesauce color. context, I don't actually like salted caramel much. I'd rather have just regular caramel than salted caramel if you give me the choice. This is an interesting one. You know how I was saying, so before when I was reviewing the other pretzel Pop-Tarts, my overwhelming impression was that they weren't salty enough to make it really taste different than a regular Pop-Tart in a significant way. This has a lot of salt in it, actually. I think there's more salt. I think there's more salt in the actual filling, which is helping, I think. It makes it really interesting. Almost more savory than sweet Pop-Tart in a way. It's not that sweet, surprisingly. That tastes like a pretzel. Honestly, what I'm missing is it doesn't have a really strong caramel taste. There's some bit. That's interesting. I think what's happening here is that there's either less filling or the filling is less overpowering to the pretzel taste of the crust. So what you end up with is a snack that's more, a Pop-Tart that's more defined by this pretzel crust than the caramel filling, which I think is a good thing. I'm not impressed by the caramel filling. It does have like that caramel taste, but it also has kind of a cloying taste, like a cloyingly like, it's weird. It has like a cloyingly artificial taste, which is weird for caramel, which I don't think is necessarily the most natural thing. It has like a cloying kind of artificial taste that Pop-Tarts generally share. It's not bad though, because you don't get a lot of it. So ideally you end up with like, just, it kind of tastes like a pretzel with like a low-key pretzel. It's not quite the same taste as pretzel. It's like a pretzel if the pretzel taste was dialed down to about maybe 70%, with like a little bit of caramel on it. It's not bad. Yeah, it's not bad. You know what's weird is that what's weird is that it's like the pretzel crust and I think it's mostly the flakiness of it, and maybe even the fact that I overcooked it like a little bit this time really reminds me of Toaster Street. So anyway, thank you for joining me. These are actually some pretty good Pop-Tarts, some of the better ones we've covered. I really like this this frosted chocolatey churro. Not the most like crazy flavor in the world, and certainly neither of these is going to dethrone my all-time favorite wild berry, but some pretty decent Pop-Tarts. Well, thanks for joining us, me. Thanks for joining me and the Pop-Tarts, us, myself, the Pop-Tarts, and I hope you have a wonderful day.